Greetings, champions. Greetings, everyone. I welcome you to Live with a Chatufa. We are giving you updates, as always, of what is happening in the nation and also around the whole world. Giving you information that is happening in the nation for the sake of understanding where we are in terms of the struggle against the oppression that is upon our nation, the nation of Zimbabwe. We've been talking about the issue of how Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF are interfering with the elections of other nations. Just yesterday, we spoke about countries like Namibia. We spoke about what happened in Mozambique. And we also heard the former president of Botswana, Ian Khama, also condemning Mnangagwa for interfering in the upcoming elections in Botswana. Today, as we speak, Botswana's UDC party plans to demonstrate against Mnangagwa's election interference, and this is becoming a talk of the sadic region, because what we are seeing is whereby many of these parties that are in opposition and also ordinary citizens of sadic are beginning to realize that Mnangagwa is not only a Zimbabwean problem, but he is already becoming a sadic region problem. And this is an issue that we've always been talking about. And for those that did not understand, now they are beginning to see it and learn about it the hard way. Mnangagwa took over SADC chairmanship, and he is about to cause chaos within the region. Namibians are not happy. The people in Botswana are not happy. The people of Mozambique are victims. In Zambia, he wants HH out and his friend Edgar Lungu back in power. And we are seeing the umbrella party of Botswana, which is called the UDC. They've organized a march to the Zimbabwean embassy on the 26th of October. They are marching and complaining and picketing against Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF's interference in their own elections. So this is now becoming a real issue and a real cancer that we are seeing happening within the SADC region. And I'm glad, really, I'm glad, because quite a lot of talk. We are even hearing Namibians are also speaking. We've also heard Namibians also coming up and speaking against this very idea of Mnangagwa's interference, and they are also calling for demonstrations also happening in Namibia. And this is becoming very, very interesting, as now the attention of how Mnangagwa's corruption and how ZANU-PF is corrupt is now beginning to become a public issue, with everyone in the SADC region beginning to see what Zimbabwean people have always been talking about, what Zimbabwean people have always been complaining about. Because I still remember quite many times when we speak to people that are, in other countries, we could, I've spoken to Botswana, I've spoken to South Africans, and quite a lot of them would ask, why is it that you complain about Mnangagwa and yet you fought him? And I was always explaining that you guys don't understand the situation that we have in our own country, because you think that this is a joke. You think that Zimbabweans are just, wasting time and playing around, fooling around, not seeing that the situation in Zimbabwe is so unbearable. And I was explaining to them that, unlike what you are seeing in your own countries, where everyone is just free to do what they want, to vote for a party they want, to attend a rally of a party they want, without anybody victimizing them. This is not the situation back in Zimbabwe. And you'd find that it would look like it's a far-fetched idea to them, for them to really understand what really is happening. How come that thing can happen in a country? But now, I'm sure now they are beginning to realize exactly what we have been speaking about, that now this is the scenario. Now the monster is now stretching forth his hand towards their own elections, towards their own internal affairs. That's where they will learn that what Zimbabweans have always been talking about is a real issue. It's not just an issue to joke about. So this is what is happening. We are hearing the UDC party and calling out to Botswana to come in their numbers and demonstrate against Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. We just hope and pray that this realization, this wake-up call that we are just discovering happening in the SADC region now, is going to become a veiled fire that is going to involve quite a lot of the SADC citizens who are going to be able to also stand up and rise and begin to voice out, to speak out, and also demonstrate and speak out to their governments to take action against Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. So we continue to urge the citizens of SADC that don't continue to ignore the issue of Zimbabwe, hoping that or thinking that it is just a Zimbabwean issue, especially for those countries that we share borders with. They are at a higher risk of having influence and this interference coming from ZANU-PF, and they definitely need to protect their integrity, protect their democracy, and not allow this dictator to continue stretching forth his hand towards business that is not his. And this is the situation that is on the ground. We are going to be looking and watching to see how far this is going to get to. We want to see how the response of the other members of SADC, especially citizens of SADC, we want to see how they will continue to respond. And one thing that we have always known about Mnangagwa is that Mnangagwa does not listen to anyone, does not respect anyone. You might find that even when they've started to do these demonstrations, Mnangagwa will not even give up. He will just continue to do like what he's used to do in Zimbabwe. That no matter how Zimbabweans would talk, how Zimbabweans would complain about issues, Mnangagwa will go on and do what he deems necessary. And I know that this is going to be his attitude again, even if we can have quite a lot of people speaking. And that could also cause quite a lot of pressure to now be coming from these neighboring countries that have experienced this kind of life, of interference coming from Zimbabwe. These countries deserve to vote the leaders of their choice. They deserve to change governments if they so wish, not to want to extend what has happened to Zimbabwe to other countries. So it's going to be very interesting. I don't know about the issue of Masisi receiving the money. That issue must also continue to be talked about so that those that may have the V11s may take out the V11s and show the whole world that this is how corrupt Mnangagwa is and how he is succeeding in corrupting all the members and the leaders that are in the SADC region. It's a cancer that is spreading, a cancer that needs Zimbabwean people to stand against it, block it, and also those that are in their own countries to stand in support, in solidarity with the Zimbabwean people, to block this monster so that it does not proceed. So this is what it is, family. Let's continue to watch the space to see how far this issue is going to get to. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Continue to support the platform. Let's meet in the upcoming shows. Remain blessed.